Okay, are you going to do 3 flutes? Are you going to do 4? You're going to do 6? Well, that's where your measurements are going to have to come in. So if you've got a 2x8, 3 is okay. 4 is going to be a little closer. I wouldn't go more than 4 because then you're almost touching the flutes, unless that's the look you have on the house now. So if we did 7 and you come in, let's just say an inch on each side, inch there, come over here, bring in an inch. Okay, that's going to leave you 5 inches. Okay, so if you got 5 inches and you're going to run 4 flutes, that means they're probably going to be pretty close to about an inch apart. Now your first flute is going to start right here, and I'm using a 1/2 inch wide flute. You can use any size. The bigger the size, the different spacing you're going to have. But we're just going to start with 1/2 inch. We'll come in, and since we're going to do 4, there will not be a center one. There one on each side of the center, which is always a lot more difficult to calculate, for me that is. I mean, a lot of you that do math every day probably won't have a bit of trouble with it at all. Anyway, we come in inch on each side, 1 inch there, come in 1 inch on the other side, then we draw like a 1/2 inch flute. Then we come from those 2 centers, which is 4 3/4. There's going to be 3 spaces, so 4 3/4 divided by 3. I come up with 1.58, so we're just going to call it 1 9/16. So to the next center, we'll do 1 9/16, and then 1/4 on each side. Okay, we come in. Now we find this center, which is really going to be 1 1/4 inches from the edge. So we come over 1 9/16. Then we do 1/4 inch on each side of that. That'd be the next flute. Then come in on next to 1 9/16 inches. Put a mark. Each side of that 1/4. And so there's our flutes. Now we make our table, and what it amounts to is just it's a piece of plywood wide enough to handle a router. We just cut a slot in here, and then these are going to be our spacers. We're not going to use these. These are for another project I did. So, but I'll take these off. But now if you turn it over, you see you've got the 2 glides. And when you put this on, your piece that you're going to use, you want to try to get as much slop out of it as possible. You can see this one's got a little bit of slop in it. So you want to try to get as much as you can. You can take these 2 screws out. Got that one down here, and then we just move it in. We'll put the piece on top of this. Set it down inside there. Bring it all the way over. The one side you don't want to fool with. Just take one of the sides and only work with that one side. Don't start fiddling. And it doesn't matter if these things are not straight or not. That's not gonna matter. That's one thing I like about it. Close is good enough. Alright, take these 2 screws out. Put it in as close as you can. I usually use a dollar bill. Let me see if I got one. Because that gets it pretty tight. Tight enough anyway. Push that in there good and tight. Whoop, down here where this screw is. Alright, drag it down to the other end. $1 back in your billfold. You don't want to be like me and leave them laying around. Okay, and see we got almost all the slop out of it, but there's still just a small amount, which that's not going to hurt a thing. That's probably a 64th to a 32nd, but that's good because you know lumber is not the exact same all the way from one end to the other, so you're going to need that little extra slop in there anyway. Alright, now we turn it back over without tearing anything up. Alright. Set it on there. Get these old guys off of there. Uh-oh. There we go. Take all these spacers out. Guides, I mean. Get them out of the way. Now we get a router.